us.
We need to shout.
Don't worry, we won't shout over the roof. But thank you for joining us. Thank you once again. We do not take your patience for granted. And tonight we'll be looking at some things that has been happening in Nigeria. That's always been a trend in Nigeria. The issue of the dangerous driving involving lorry and truck drivers, especially one has been particularly very notorious about that. The Dangote trailers and trucks, the accidents happening and the damage is doing to properties, to vehicles, and to human beings, which is something we said we should come and talk about in this our podcast. And we thank you. We have my friends, my colleagues, to talk about that. We have Dr. Henry Eze. Always a pleasure to sit beside him. He's very, very, his discussions are very, very insightful.
Thank you.
We have by my left here, Reverend Bob the Most High God. We call him Reverend Bob the Most High God.
Yeah.
I have the only double dog in the house.
Yeah.
Dr. Daniel Awomuku.
The great scientist.
He's the forensic expert, the only forensic expert that I know of. So you guys sit back and enjoy. We have Mazi.
Unless you have me.
Who's going to be joining us very, very soon. Mazi is here with us. Mazi Palestine Joko. He's going to be taking his seat now. Guys, the issue that has been trending about the Dangote trailer that has been causing mayhem and havoc, buying people here and there. There's some of the things happening. I don't know what's happening. Is it a failure of the institution? Is it a failure of the authorities? Failure of the doing the right checks that they're supposed to do? Is it the failure of engaging the right drivers who are skilled, who are properly trained on this subject? Because no life is more important than the other. And my people will talk, say, when you kill a madman, that is when you know that he has people. So we need to do something. That's why we are talking. That's why we are engaging with you. So we'll be happy to have your comments. So that we'll take it up.
You guys talk while I just get behind.
So this one is a very informal one. So don't mind our getting up and moving up. We just sitting together as friends and, thinking together. Dr. Eze, what's your thoughts on the issue of what we're talking about today?
Well, I'm enjoying the environment. There's something we call
the camaraderie.
Exactly. So and the camaraderie, in coming together and having important conversations. So Freestyle Saturday is it's Freestyle Saturday, and we are still at the domain of Glascast Podcast, and this episode is unedited, unscripted. Yes. So we are presenting the raw truth.
Yes.
And the way things.
In fact, we can call it behind the scene or behind the camera.
Just in case you're wondering about the Glascast team, I'm sure you've been seeing a lot of us. This is the Glascast team, as you can see, and they're probably our honorable senior advocate.
Well, a bit of correction about the senior advocate.
He's the senior advocate of Glascast.
He's a barrister and a PhD holder. We have very great minds in this particular Glascast. That's one thing that we're very proud of. I'm sure anybody following us who needs a bit of intellectual conversation, we will be able to align with our ideas and our thoughts in Glascast Podcast, and we'll be able to give you loaded information. You understand? So, and as you can see, like he has introduced us, this is the team. Probably we'll be working together. Sometimes one of us will be someone like me who likes walking behind the camera, and you actually have some of us here, like especially that of Dr. Henry Eze and Dr. Oscar Lee, and you can actually see the barrister himself, presenting most of the stuff. I myself and also my
behind the scene.
Yeah, we actually
a very big shout out to our guys who are always behind the scene. They are the ones that make things work. Don't mind the faces you see in the camera.
Yes.
If those guys behind the back are not putting things in order, you will probably not see us. So they are the ones doing the hatchet job, doing the expatriate. So they're the ones doing the job. So guys, let's dive in.
All right, let's dive in.
Let me start with Mazi. I know he's very, very skeptical about things happening in Nigeria. But the issue of dangerous driving, accidents, spying people, what do you think about it? What do you think there is hope or what can be done?
The truth of the matter is that you can never separate the state of Nigeria from the deaths arising from dangerous driving. And the one that has been on the media recently relates directly to Dangote's trailers. And obviously, all of us are aware that without the kind of corruption that is happening in Nigeria, Dangote wouldn't even have been where he is today.
Yeah, exactly.
It is the corruption in Nigeria that made Dangote, that gave him the monopoly to allow his driver to be operating those trailers in the first instance, and to be buying people anyhow.
You know Dangote, I listened to him the other day to his interview. He said he came from a very rich background. So then I don't think there was so much corruption. He could also have been rich. So I give it to him. He's an entrepreneur. He's an employer of labor. So let's not crucify him completely. He is doing a good job. I mean, he's employed a lot of people. His trailer, working, cement, sugar. He's into everything. His refinery is working. I think he started working last year.
It's not that we are crucifying him, but he needs to take care of the debts his trailers cause as much as he takes care of his business. I understand that some time ago, in about 2021 or thereabout, that his trailers led to the death of almost 8 students.
Yeah,
and that he gave them 250 pounds as compensation. 500,000 naira each. Exactly. As compensation.
Well, one thing, Dangote as an individual, if he's able to monopolize businesses in Nigeria, I will give kudos to him, because Nigeria is not an easy place
to do
for somebody to even do business, and to the point of having that monopoly and having chain of businesses and coming out consistently for over how many years now as the richest man in Africa. I think I'll give the kudos to him.
I have a different opinion.
Yes.
Dangote is not the problem.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dangote is the perfect gentleman.
Yeah.
He's a successful businessman. The problem is the system.
Okay. That's
Now the question
dimension to
is
it.
how most of them, by they are illiterate. They may not even know that.
Well, the question
That's
is, I got proper resources.
That is not.
Yeah.
And most of them would smoke us or do something before they will start.
I was coming to that to be fair, and because guys, remember this, we are bringing just raw, simple conversation. We want to get your comment as well. Give us your comment. Give us your thought. I will digest it here.
And also now we're actually probably showing this live from the United Kingdom. We're not in Nigeria, but we actually observe everything in Nigeria. Just understand that whatever we're giving here is a very, very perfect opinion of most people in the diaspora. So probably listen to us as we actually engage you guys in this conversation.
Yeah, and because Doc said that, I would say that for those of you that are doing Salah during this weekend, we are aware of it. So if you have not given us our own share, we'll come for it soon.
But what for us is go and subscribe, share, like, comment, and engage with us. So continue with what you're saying.
Yeah, so if I like to address issues systematically, and because we are talking about Dangote is not the driver of
It's not
this
the
vehicle,
driver.
and
It's not the mechanic.
Dangote may not even be the manager of the fleet of vehicles that run on the way. He's just the overall person, and that is why his name is a popular name. So when you mention the name, people will be able to identify where the company is. So when we look, I want us to take a holistic view.
Are you saying because he's not the driver, he's not
responsible? Yeah, I'm coming to that.
Is it because it's a group of company or what?
Allow him to make his
I'm
point.
coming to that. So when we want to look at this, we look at it holistically. So we look at Dangote as an individual, the company. Then we look at the Nigerian system, because we look at there is a body in charge of road traffic road transportation, road safety
We have road safety
in Nigeria.
We have road safety. We
We
have
have-
VIO.
But they are not effective.
So
They
this
are
is
not effective.
and this is what we should be looking at. We need to look at what is road safety doing.
Yes.
Is it to block the road and start chasing drivers all over the place? What is VIO doing? The road maintenance guys, the FEMA, Federal Road Maintenance Agency, what are they doing? And what is the primary role
Let me
of these agencies, including the police?
Doc, let me throw in this question.
Yeah.
Before you are licensed to drive in the UK, in America, or in the West, you go through a proper training,
Rigorous training.
rigorous training, especially if it's going to be a commercial
Yeah.
Yes.
vehicle that you're going
Yes.
to be driving, especially if these are HGVs, because
Yes.
that's what they call
Yes,
them,
sir.
high goods vehicles, all these articulated vehicles. So you undergo a thorough and rigorous training.
Exactly.
You do the theory test first, then do the practical test. My question now is there a proper system of training drivers?
I don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
They don't have it.
As long as in Nigeria, Nigeria
And that's
system,
basic.
Nigeria system
the main
is
problem.
so like itself. Like the level of mediocrity, I would say, in Nigerian system, especially in driving. Someone could just wake up one day with no driving experience, with no
Yeah.
driving certificate, just get a driver license.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nigeria.
That's
That has
exactly
been that. I wanted to even give a situation whereby I used to know where one particular person have like 5 different driving licenses. Same picture, they use it to scam people. Probably someone like me who just go in there with my own face, create like my name is Daniel Aomuka. I actually create an hour with another one, Kingsley Owago, Kingsley this, and probably open different bank accounts and probably create fraudulent accounts, probably using it to scam people. Whenever you close that account, probably I move to the main account. My main account has already have my details, but those ones are actually accounts to scam people. It's so porous. The system is so
Why
porous.
are they able to do that?
Because they don't have a strong database. They don't want to use because this is where the angle whereby you talk about forensics, where you need to use anyone having that particular driving license need to have either a fingerprint or any form of identification that will be able to link them to another stuff so they don't have duplicates. You understand? That's just one angle.
So are you saying that those giving them those IDs,
They don't
those
verify,
driving
they don't
licenses,
verify.
know that person has had it before?
No,
I don't think
they
so.
don't.
That person might be part of the fraud.
No.
Unless they are part of
I'm
the
telling
fraud, but
you.
there's lack of database in Nigeria.
Guys,
Lack of database is a very, very terrible issue in Nigeria as well.
Let's be a bit more structured so that our listeners and viewers would follow us. I know how passionate you guys are, very, very knowledgeable in all these areas.
So when you look at the causes of accidents, the causes,
Yeah.
the main issue is the lack of experience in driving.
Okay.
There's no road markings.
No
There's
sign.
no good roads. There is no road sign.
Highway
And
codes.
the maintenance of the vehicle,
Okay,
I'm sure they're not maintaining it very well.
If we have mentioned articulated distance, one, no properly trained drivers, poor road quality of roads, no
Yeah,
road
quality
signs.
of
So
roads.
you must have accidents.
How does Dangote come in?
It's not down to this problem.
No, let me say something
How
here.
does- how does-
Let me say
It's not his
now
problem.
the problem
It's
of the
system.
road, the road will not blame Dangote for that.
Yeah.
You understand? Whenever we talk about the road, that one is a problem with Nigeria. Because I can remember one certain time when some time ago I traveled to Nigeria. I used to live in Port Harcourt, so whenever I usually commute that road between Port Harcourt and Aba, that Aba road is so terrible. So there was a particular time I had so much potholes and one particular track road because it was a double lane, so it was damaged. And I was just driving on my own lane. And next thing is another trailer or one of these trucks left the lane because it was bad and it seemed like the car is going to, probably collapse or probably fall down while driving out on that lane. Then now move to our own lane. I was just driving. I just said, moving truck coming directly in front of me, and I was so scared. I was just coming. I couldn't even go left, and I just had to move into the bush.
So now,
Move away from the track to allow it pass on my own lane.
you know
You
why
see,
I ask this question?
that is the Nigerian factor. You understand?
You know why I say this? There are
Yeah.
so many accidents
Yeah.
that's been caused by this HGV, these
Mhm.
high goods vehicles.
So
these
the rate is
articulated
high.
vehicles, so many of them. And we singled out the man we're talking about, the company of the man we're talking about today, because a very recent one, a sister of a celebrity,
Yes.
Yeah,
was
famous.
affected.
Yes.
And now he has blown all the content creators in
Yeah,
Nigeria.
all over
Everybody
social
has
media.
lashed on it and using
Exactly.
it to, draw fame. But there is a fundamental issue
Mhm.
at the root of all these things,
Yes.
and we cannot keep ignoring them. So we have mentioned roads. Let's even start with the training of the drivers.
Yeah,
So
the
how
training.
do you jump into such a large vehicle with such a high risk and start
Proper
driving?
training.
So what can be done at least to start with this issue of training?
One of the reasons for that, them having incompetent drivers, I would say it right and clear, is nepotism. You know, probably it's nepotism.
Yeah,
You see, somehow, some of these young boys from the north who probably not very educated, who did probably not, didn't go to regular schools, have any other thing, just want to be drivers. They want to be keke drivers, bag drivers, or any other stuff.
Drivers.
So some of them, because Dangote is from the north, and these northern people, they will actually just meet one of their uncles or whoever that is connected this, and they refer them to, okay, you know what, you're young, but how old are you? Just 19 years. Can you do this and check 1 or 2
And most of them may be cricket drivers.
Yeah, and they're not saying that, okay, you just do this. The next thing is they just don't say, go and get your driving license. With no proper training. At least you have to have like 6 months or a few months training. And next thing is, they'll just give them that.
And they will get those driving license
They will get the driving
from
license.
the same office that is aware they don't have proper training.
Exactly.
Nepotism, tribalism, everything. They'll move or whatever. They will just move those people and move incompetent people. Nothing on merit. That is where this mediocrity, the substandard letter starts.
Let's
If I may create a scenario here, to an extent, I may disagree with my brother,
Reverend
Reverend Scott, Most High, because you said it is inexperience that causes accident, and
Yeah,
I can
it's
tell you that even expert drivers
Can once in a while have accidents.
they can
But the
once
rate will be minimal.
well, now is when we are talking about the rate is different, but accident, anybody can have an accident, right? And whether you are from the north, you are from the south, east and west, anybody can have an accident. But I want to today, okay, because we are talking about maybe a celebrity who lost a sister due to an accident, and we are pointing at Dangote. Apart from Dangote, I believe myself, all of us, while we are in Nigeria, and many of our viewers here would agree with me that apart from Dangote, I have seen Pepsi vehicle crush people, Coca-Cola. So where I'm going to is this. I looked at the video made by Very Dark Man along the Enugu Port Harcourt Expressway. I was watching that video by Very Dark Man. I was this is how I was.
You are genuinely afraid.
Yeah, even because it's not. I wasn't paying attention 100% to what the Very Dark Man was saying, but I was paying attention to what is happening at the background, because even while he's making that video, you could see vehicles, trucks running at high speed with you see vehicles like the people said, the one portion of the road was bad.
Yeah.
People were using one lane
for incoming and
for incoming, and if you see the one lane they are using, somebody is driving this way, somebody is driving this way on one lane, and people are coming this way, and you
on high speed.
I'm sure there is no speed limit
on high speed. Now, when I look at that video, what I was seeing is a failure of the system. Yeah. The failure of, I'll start from the drivers, who, because it's not even ideal to ply on a one-way road without proper signage. There is no sign to guide you on how to ride on that one lane. Then I will go to the road maintenance agency. It is your job to make sure that that portion of the road is fixed. If it's not fixed, you put proper guide for people to reduce their speed on that one lane, and you guide them properly so that people can drive safely. That is 2. 3, I blame the police, because when there is a damage on the road and there is people are encouraged to use maybe one lane, and there is no signage, there is no direction. Police should be there to direct people.
For safety.
Well, I don't think it's a duty of the police to control traffic.
The police.
No, in emergencies, they can do it in order to save.
Yeah, but not when road construction is going on.
Yes,
But
but-
they have a traffic
And
team
you
in
also
police
consider
unit.
the fact that
It is
police
the-
don't hardly stop the
No, but it is
Dangote
the
vehicles.
duty. Even let me tell you, even this Federal Road Safety Commission of Nigeria, to as far as I'm concerned, Nigeria don't need it.
They will not need it.
The people that are supposed to control
We don't
traffic
need
on the
that
road is the police.
Wait,
It's
Dr.
not
Dr. let me help you out.
So are you encouraging police on the roads of Nigeria?
The
They are causing mayhem already.
problem is even the road safety you are talking about are causing their head like the police.
Wait, I think I totally agree with you. You know, this issue of trailer carrying people on the road, it came up as a major issue of discussion because of the person that was involved. But are you guys aware that last year in 2024, Dangote trailer fired 31 people?
Same.
Only
31.
Only
I'm just saying the one that made it to the media.
yeah only.
Only with multiple injuries.
And what did the Nigerian government
Then
do
this
about
year
it?
alone,
Yes.
17 people have been died.
So
We are
far.
still, so if I get to
That-
50,
Okay, so
that's
You see the way you're talking about people who are killed and we just sweep it under the rug like it's nothing. Now that's the rot in the system. A system whereby someone dies, the judiciary, law enforcement agency, nobody queried Dangote for it. That is the part we should be talking about.
Dangote should have
He's
been
too
held
powerful.
criminally liable
Yes.
for
Can
that.
you remember? Do you know that
This
this
company.
accident happened on 13th of August in Nigeria? Do you know on the 12th of August,
Something happened in the US.
something happened in US in Florida?
Florida.
If you doubt it, Google Florida U-turn.
Yeah.
You find out that
That
was a party.
sick guy. Is it the sick guy?
I think it's from India or
Yeah,
so.
sick now. He's
Yeah.
a
Sick guy?
sick
Yeah.
guy. Yeah.
U-turn and killed three
Yeah,
people.
yeah,
You
exactly.
saw how they clamped down on the company, and they found out the guy himself is an illegal immigrant.
The guy is in trouble. Oh.
Yeah, not only him, the
The
company.
company.
The company
Also.
is in trouble.
You see?
You see, a system, a country where the system works. So a country whereby the system works themselves, you see that how the government were able to clamp down on the company, trying to investigate, you understand, probe them. That is what the Nigerian system should have done to Dangote's company, but nothing happened.
Dangote is
Now-
almost
now-
above the law.
Now,
Is above the law, it's too powerful. That monopoly is what we're talking about.
I think is you remember on our leadership episode. For those that have not watched our leadership episode, you need to go and watch it because it's very educative and insight based. Now, on that episode we made mention of accountability.
Mhm.
How are people being held accountable? And all of us, we are here in the UK, and we know what happened yesterday to a very top politician in the UK.
Yeah.
And that is a question of accountability.
Accountability.
Now,
Deputy Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Deputy Prime
So,
Minister.
like,
Exactly. Exactly.
Resigned.
yeah, it's a question of accountability. People should be held accountable. Now,
Including Dangote.
now,
Exactly.
okay, now when you are talking about Dangote issue, the people that are supposed to take Dangote to the cleaners, the people that we are giving the powers, go and check the Federal Road Safety Commission. They say they have been existing for almost 40 years. Now they don't have the willpower to take these companies or these trailers and all this to the cleaners. Now, if you go to Federal Road Safety or Commission or whatever in Nigeria, if you go to their website, you will go and read. After listening to Very Dark Man, I went there. I went to read what the road safety was writing about that particular incident.
Yes.
I was like, oh my goodness, is it Nigeria of 2025? Because I was waiting to see, okay, the driver who caused this thing has been detained. He's being questioned. Investigation is going. The Dangote has been reported to maybe health and safety laws. But do you know what they were doing? They said, oh, they have parleyed with Dangote that they are now providing training for Dangote. And you're talking about somebody's life.
So now
It is until someone prominent dies or very popular that actually they will take the matter
Not
seriously.
with
But people have died, but 30 people, 70 people, rather than more than up to 50 people died. Nothing happened. They didn't say anything. They just looked at it just like a regular dead. They died. Nothing happened.
Not so much about the problems. That's in fact, I mean, a blind man can see that, and a deaf man can hear that. That there is a problem with the death rate of road accident and what's happening in the West, UK, US, Canada, or any developed country.
Yes.
A death of a single soul.
Yeah,
It's a breaking news.
It's a breaking news now.
The death of a single soul is a breaking news. So I think something needs to be done, and we are not here to just point out the problems. We have intellectually sound people, policy analysts, commentators, political commentators, and social commentators to suggest what could be done. At least in my native program, they said if you see when elder sees something, he doesn't talk. He has the responsibility. But when he talks, the younger one should listen. And if they don't listen, they have responsibility. So it's our responsibility to talk, proffer solutions.
Yeah.
Then if the government doesn't implement, then they are responsible for that, because we have done what we are supposed to do, discharge the moral duty that is upon us to, to the society. So I will start with Dr. Eze. You have been hammering on road safety, the agency for managing traffic and so on. What do you think that can be done to stem the tide of these horrific things happening?
The doc, I think this is a very complex subject, and it will require a complex response. Why I'm saying this is because for us who believe in God, but if the way God
believe in God,
why don't I believe in God?
Of course, we believe in God.
For God, if where God is sitting in heaven up there watching us, you know what God will be thinking? That Nigeria is a crime scene.
Yeah, it's a crime scene.
God will be looking at Nigeria.
So what do we do? Just don't talk about solution to everything. At least what can be done to, in terms of that road safety you mentioned, what can be done to make them a bit alive to their responsibility?
The most important thing is that Nigerians, if I will use the word of maybe Showore and some other people, they will say revolution, even though that idea of revolution have not been properly.
It cannot work in Nigeria.
I'm not calling for revolution, mind you, but Nigerians need to sit up and know their rights, their responsibilities, and their privileges. Because what is happening today, because we are now calling these top people, you that you know that you have not gone through driving lesson.
Yeah.
You don't even have knowledge of road signs and how to obey them. You didn't pass through an instructor, and you took a vehicle, even if it's a motorbike, anything that have engine, and you take it on the road. You are also guilty because you are endangering the life of people. Now, that is for the individual. If you look at the institution, the road safety, the VIO, the police, even all agencies are on the road. Even immigration is on the road. Custom is on the road. You people should leave the road, remove all those roadblocks, and face your responsibility.
Okay, I will come to you on that.
I have a complex.
Don't worry. If I didn't mean that, we might not finish today. Thank you so much for that.
Yeah.
I think you made a very, very valid point. The individual should be responsible and accountable.
Every person.
When you don't have a driving license, you have not been properly trained. Please stay away from anything that has engine.
Exactly.
Man of God,
Yeah.
what is your suggestion? Do we have to pray? As
No.
you
Prayer will not solve the problem. What will solve the problem is that the government need to make provision for our roads.
Good.
Nigeria is rich. We
Yeah.
have the money. Build the necessary amenities, road markings, and make sure there's no potholes on the roads. That's number one.
Good.
Then number two, I keep saying it, that the only problem we have in Nigeria is the weak institution. And the main weak institution we have is the judiciary. Those people that used to no, with due respect. If our judiciary is very strong, to enable them to jail any person who is an offender, even if it's Dangote, it solves the problem.
Okay, thank you so much. I think you brought a new dimension.
I have a
to
question for him.
I'll answer you.
Don't worry. Don't lose your line of thought. Thank you. You brought in the issue of infrastructure.
Infrastructure.
It's very, very important.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes when I'm driving in the UK here, sometimes I'm tempted to close my eyes.
Not what you.
So I have a relative who I went to pick from Edinburgh Airport. I was driving. We like 20 minutes into the drive, say he has not seen a pothole. I was just laughing. So that infrastructure is very, very important. And I was telling him that it's quite easier to drive in the UK than to drive in Nigeria,
Yes.
because people are
100%,
properly trained to drive and the roads are properly marked. If you are going to Edinburgh and you have a sign pointing to the left and telling you that this is Edinburgh,
Yeah.
if you follow that sign, you get to Edinburgh.
Exactly.
If you have another one, right one, pointing to London, if you follow that sign,
Yes.
you're going to go to the right. Sometimes I'm driving with my wife. We put a sat nav. Sat nav will tell us go right. My wife said, forget the sat nav. I want to forget that nav. We're not in the wrong place. So thank you for that one. That is very, very, very fundamental. Maz, I know for you it's almost like before things will work, something dramatic has to happen in Nigeria.
Definitely.
So what do you think that can happen to help us in this situation?
I have said it and I will continue to say it. No community is multicultural. Let's stop pretending.
Okay.
I agree.
Nigeria, this UK that we are in, you come here, you fall in line.
Mhm.
You follow the behaviors and the conducts of the white people that are here.
Yeah. Yeah.
The problem we have in Nigeria.
Then you do what's called life in the UK test.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. The problem we have in Nigeria is that when we see an enclave called Nigeria that wants to be multicultural, now that you are talking of road safety, individual having which governor can control Dangote's trailers when they come from the north? No governor. I'm being honest with you.
That's a fact.
If you go to any part of the world today,
Mhm.
they only my brother applied for school in Iceland.
Mm.
What they told him was that they will not give him the school unless he shows evidence that he can speak Icelandic language. The point I'm trying to make is that for us to arrest this thing, we need to get at the root of the problem.
What's
The root of the problem is let my people go. That is the root of the problem. Nigeria should divide on separate ground. Honestly,
Let my people go. Where are they going?
let my people go is that the north should be the north, southwest should be southwest, southeast should be south, so that we can control our drivers.
No,
We're not talking about
Wait,
this.
I have a question for you. Just relax. Like I said, sometimes my friend ask you questions. But I totally understand what you are saying, how passionate you are. I mean, it's difficult for somebody coming from the north to fall in line in the east because of the multicultural nature of Nigeria. But what you are suggesting is not going to help us in the short term. It might be probably a long-term measure to deal with that. Now, Doc,
Yes.
let's come to you as a forensic expert.
Yep.
How can we tap into your experience and expertise, at least to get things working in terms of proper documentation, training, and database with your experience? Can you
Okay. All right.
advise Nigeria and our viewers what can be done using the knowledge and your experience as a forensic expert?
You know, in Nigeria now, what we're treating now is the symptom. We're not treating the disease yet.
Right.
Yes, because all this whole Dangote petrol accidents, this bad roads, is a result of poor, weak institutions we have in Nigeria.
Mhm.
First of all, before, like you see, before forensic, for instance, in the UK could stand, is because we have stronger institutions, we have stronger legislation,
Yeah.
and we have stronger police force,
Okay.
and we have stronger judiciary.
Judiciary.
You understand? Those are the three people controlling the forensics. It is the law.
Say that again.
We have a stronger legislation,
Yeah.
and we have stronger judiciary and a stronger police force.
Right.
For us, like in our own field, in the forensic angle, these are the people that actually probably control how activities work. Because before you could practice forensics in any country, there must be a guideline, a law. You must pass it into law, and that becomes part of the law. The legislators will actually hold you responsible and actually give you a guideline on how things should be done. You understand? Then, if for instance the legislation is good, the police is weak, is another problem too, because it's possible that they themselves could compromise results with the forensic experts pass. Even though the forensic expert is honest, has integrity, the police is weak, they actually want to sweep things under the rug. Then the final part that is the judiciary. If the judiciary themselves actually very, very strong, you actually see that this particular evidence coming into the courts, we actually, no matter how, if it's giving us, yes, you, the politician, committed this crime, or whoever, no matter how powerful you are, we're not going to go behind and talk to each other that, oh, you know that we're colleagues in school, any other thing. They will go according to the law. Now, that is something lacking in Nigeria. That is something lacking in Nigeria. We're talking about database here, how to do all this documentation. We have, that is the disease. Weak institutions in Nigeria is the disease. All these things we're talking about.
This police you called is controlled by the executives, right?
Yes.
The judiciary,
Yes.
and then the legislator. What is government in any country? Is it not executive, legislative, and judiciary?
Exactly.
What you are saying in effect is that Nigerian government has collapsed. That's what you are saying. That's what you are saying. That's what I'm saying.
Like.
You can solve this thing. You can solve this thing. If your feet is swollen, stop curing the swollen feet. We have a problem.
We have a weak institution.
But that is it.
Exactly, that's what we're saying. The system is like the disease is right.
I think I will do some people who want Nigeria dissolved.
Nigeria should go in separate ways.
Well, there's a crucial that sentiment.
Actual system of government, that's an option.
Well,
But this federal system is a failure.
Nigeria doesn't need to be dissolved. The only thing we need to do is restructure the system and make the system work. You know,
Let's not straight
I don't want to go political. I
structure.
want us to talk about what because when we do a session where we talk about the structure of Nigeria and this, then we can all air our view. But like the doc said, it's a question of weak institution. And remember, institution. Sometimes for us in the business world and leadership, when we talk about institution, people are always saying the building. But actually, the institution comprises, even before the building, it comprises the people, the culture, the language,
And the system.
the system. That is the institution there. And if I want to address the institution, I want to look at it holistically. The people. We need to change the mindset. If you are, and we need to begin to hold people accountable. You take responsibility. Like all of us are in the UK, and even now that we are saying this, even Dangote, the governor, the inspector general of police, all of them, they come to these countries and they know that anything you do, you take responsibility.
Yeah.
At least we know of our former deputy senate president.
Speaking of somewhere.
Yeah, you take responsibility. Nobody is above the law. And we should learn to hold people accountable.
So in the immediate now, what do you think that can happen now that people will stop dying tomorrow?
What needs to be done now is that people need to be in the know. I tell you what, when you go to Nigeria, right, you may think that people understand most of these things you are saying. I have been in a vehicle in Nigeria and somebody was driving me in Abuja, and even when he was driving, I checked his over his shoulder. the speedometer was not working.
Ah.
And this is a taxi. And I asked him, I asked him, what speed are you doing? He told me that he's doing national speed limit.
But it's not speed limit.
That's not really on normal road. Local road.
And I asked him, what is this national speed limit on this lane? He doesn't know. You know what I did? I left my seat and I went to the seat behind him. And I was dancing. I was hoping,
Everything still boils down to weak institutions.
So the people need to know. And because here, the system, if you drive a car and somebody thinks that your driving is not according to the system that they have in the UK, somebody will just pick up his phone and phone the police and say, "Oh, see, I saw this car. The plate number is this.
Yeah.
That the way the person drove is not this thing." And police will go into action. Police will investigate.
Yeah.
And at the end of the investigation, if the person has questions to answer, you take him.
Let me say something. The major problem we have in Nigeria, major problem. The other day when we did the leadership episode, I think I attacked the politicians. When you look at Nigeria properly, politicians have a problem. And one of the major problems we have in Nigeria is the corrupt civil service.
Yeah.
Corrupt civil service, because both the police you're talking about, the road safety, the army, they are civil service.
Mm-hmm.
And the simplest example I give is in this country, in this UK. If people are going for work party, dinner, or anything, they don't go with their cars.
That is true.
They keep it outside. The reason, knowing that they are going to drink when they go out, and when they drink, if you drink and drive, the policeman catches you, flags you down, brutalizer, you over the limit. No matter your position.
Yes. That's true.
No matter your position. No, even if you are the deputy prime minister, you are going to, if the offense is you pay £30, you must pay it. If it is they give you 3 points on your license, you must be dogged out 3 points. If it's going in for 3 months in jail, you must. If you beat red lights and there's a camera and it snaps your back registration, you're going to pay for it. But in Nigeria, I was watching one comedian the other day. Say Nigerian police is the most friendliest. If they see people coming back from club by 4 a.m., they say, "Hey, anything for the boys." They will go telling them, "Oh, I don't drink now." Then they will bring one vodka, the men and give to the police. The police say, "Sure." There is a failure of our civil service to implement laws that they are supposed to implement and make things work.
Why do you think that failure is there?
I think that failure is there is because of lack of accountability at the top.
Do you think the civil service is paid well in Nigeria?
That's part of they are not paid well, and it's not an isolated problem. It's part of that leadership problem at the top.
Exactly.
I heard recently that what is it called? Is it I don't know, I can't remember the name. The organization that is in charge of reviewing salaries in Nigeria. They are trying to increase the salaries of political office holders in Nigeria, while the ordinary civil servants are languishing.
Yeah.
So is that failure of leadership at the top and lack of accountability?
Exactly.
So we can't isolate those things. I believe things can be done, things can be changed. I will plead with you.
Yeah.
Can you give us a suggestion of things that can be done
apart
from dissolving Nigeria tonight?
Okay. We are not, to be honest with you, there is this man that said that the definition of a madman is when you keep doing the same thing over and over and over again and expecting a different result. You can't expect a different result by repeating the same thing.
I'm not going to take this as
I think you want to give us
what I'm suggesting.
It's coming.
Please. Go ahead. I'm sorry to interrupt you.
It will be difficult for me to paint this thing over it, because the root of the problem, we can solve the problem of Nigeria and instantly people will stop dying. The way I'm not saying that every society people don't die. People die from accidents here in the UK. People die from accidents in every society. So it is not
people die here.
Exactly. So it is not something that we can say that does not happen elsewhere. So in Nigeria, when it happens, it's not unusual. But the problem we have in Nigeria is that is constancy. That's the problem we have in Nigeria. It's so constant that it's as if we don't value lives.
And rampant.
I'm very, very rampant. So we don't value life again. So how is it that somebody like Dangote, you said last year it was how many?
It was 31 last year.
31 last year. And this year has broken record because we have not finished this year. It's already so it might pass 31. So how is it? Just as our talk said, how is it that Dangote has not been held accountable?
No.
Nobody can hold him accountable.
Nobody can.
No,
At least in the judiciary and the someone should sue him.
Nobody can hold him accountable.
Nobody is holding him accountable.
And the reason why he has not been held
If you
accountable.
sue Dangote, it will be an academic exercise.
Yeah, completely academic
That's the
exercise.
problem. That's the problem we're
Exactly.
talking about. Like,
Completely.
you have made this man so powerful that he's not above the law.
It's above the law.
Yeah, that's what
If
I'm
you Google the whole of Nigeria now,
How is it not above the
If
law?
you
If
Google
you are suing Dangote, you are wasting your time. He's so powerful.
I tell you,
Did Dangote make any statement
I
about
tell
his
you-
last
I tell-
accident?
Well, let's
I tell
From
you,
his
disagree.
innocent sister.
I tend to disagree.
let's get your view on it.
Yeah. I think because you see, like I said earlier, we are talking about Dangote today, but even aside Dangote, the one very dark man was even showing on his page is a trailer. It's not Dangote, but it's a trailer, and I don't know how many people that buy there. A family, a whole family, papa, mama, children.
Is it the one that happened in Enugu?
In Enugu, Port Harcourt
But that
Expressway.
was one of these.
Now,
They said it was a Dangote truck, but it was another one who painted something like that.
Well,
Is it that
Well,
one?
they say it was linked to his truck, but it's not.
It's,
But whatever.
Even-
Yeah, I heard that. I heard that it's a
even
group
when-
of company. That some people
even-
do buy
even when
trucks. I heard that people do lease truck to Dangote truck. Like for instance, I can buy a truck, then just register under Dangote, but probably percentage of my revenue or whatever goes to him, and probably.
That means he connects Dangote
Is
at the end.
Like, yeah, it's not like Dangote. Let me just give you that.
Okay.
If you have seen like up to say 400 Dangote trucks, it might be like Dangote owns 100. The remaining 300 are people.
even Dangote group, even that 400, Dangote might not even own one.
Yeah, I'm
So
saying
the
yeah.
franchise,
Franchise.
I know, you know, we are in the
It's a
business world,
franchise,
we know
yeah.
how that works. Now, aside these trucks, there was the people that are supposed to even maintain the law and order, and that is where the Nigerian police have a big question to answer. Are even the ones even buying people? Like currently, there is a case in Abia State. The deputy speaker in Abia State, he wasn't there, but his orderlies, including police officers, were in a situation where people were running one way, the same one way. I think it was on the same road that Very Dark Man was on the Enugu axis, but in the Abia axis. I think these two brothers, one came from abroad, and they came home, two brothers, and they were driving. And in this case of, they said they went on head-on collision with the deputy speaker's orderly vehicle on one way, and the two brothers were gone. So the thing is, sometimes we keep pointing hand up there. I remember when I'm pointing one hand up there, four are coming towards me. So we need cultural reorientation.
Yeah, that's the right.
We need to begin to think, this action I want to take, does it put myself and other road users at risk? If you are going to drink and drive, have you thought about your wife and children? Have you thought about your parents and the people that you are going to have you thought about the implications? You that is a policeman mounting roadblock on the road to collect your, like the one they collected in the bulk they collected in Delta State. Have you thought about how that your activity is going to affect families? Because every time we are talking about, oh, the government is not doing this, government is not paying well and all these things. But the main government are the people. You have to always, when you want to take action, don't be too selfish. Think of the other people. If you want to take one way, think of the other people. If you are the person in charge of road construction and road is not good, put proper signage. Have you thought about that road that you left that way, and people are going to drive according to the Nigerian pillars. Have you thought about people that are going to be affected by this condition? We need to have a cultural reason.
Thank you so much. You said that.
So some of what you just say is just education. People really, education is not just academics. We're educating people's mind, because that's one problem with Nigeria. Some of them, they don't, regular training, whether it's informal or formal education, is very, very lacking in Nigeria. And people are not well informed with the level of education they have in Nigeria.
I want to come to somewhere again. Now, there is one agency in Nigeria, the Federal Road Safety Commission, are given the powers to prosecute, to arrest, to do all these things. But what they have become toothless bulldogs.
Why do you think it is so? The reason it is so is because they are not paid well. So when that person comes to arrest you in order to prosecute you, and you give the person money, the person might not have eaten. His children have not paid school fees. They might not have eaten garri that day. And you give him money, he will leave you and go and feed his family.
Well, I have a divergent view. If you allow me, I have a divergent view.
Yes.
Because when you are saying that they are not paid well, remember, paying well, most times what people do is that they try to convert, and that is what post-colonialism is doing to us. You take what you are paid in naira and you convert it to dollar or any more.
No.
There's a place I'm coming to.
Yeah.
Right? In terms of paying well,
yes,
maybe the person that was supposed to do that research and produce the report that would go into government decision making to increase your pay or to reduce inflation so that your pay can go far and all those things. That person had been died in road accidents.
That's what I'm saying. That's why the person was not paid well. Because at the end of the day,
let's make progress. Dr. Ezzy, thank you so much. I totally agree with you on the points you raised. Institution is not the building, the human beings.
Yes.
And if you know that you're not properly licensed or trained to drive, why do you have to go and drive? You lived in Lagos for a while.
Of course, yeah.
And you will agree with me that every bus stop in Lagos State has multiple women and men selling ogogoro, selling hot drinks, selling intoxicating, all manner of intoxicating drugs. And who are their major customers?
Drivers and conductors. even apart from bus stops.
When they leave the body, though.
Are you serious?
Apart from bus,
when they leave the body, every bus stop
to wash
every bus stop.
I don't raise their mouth.
Arrange their mouth.
They won't brush. They'll just use the ogogoro. I miss that.
Sapele water, ogogoro, very strong. This one.
Some liquor.
In fact, the reason it will be used in the lab as a chemical.
and that is the driver that will bring people to Lagos Island.
Exactly.
Now you are talking about bus stops that are bus stops. Now, if you go to a place like Night Mile, if you go to a place like Night Mile, if you go to a place like Omunede, if you go to a place like Ore, if you go to a place like there's this place in Port Harcourt, if you go to a place like where these lorry drivers park to rest.
Oh my God.
That is why if you see most lorry drivers and lorry drivers, their tummies are like this. Because anywhere they park, they are parking, they are supposed to rest. That is supposed to be their service resting place. When they park there, they will go and eat big food, and some of them will drink like 1 crate of beer.
But that's what I like about it.
Some people that just can enjoy after drinking that thing, that driver is driving a tanker full of PMS or Pepsi truck or Nigerian brewery truck,
and without being dumb, if they put their leg on the throttle, it's a problem.
That was the one that chased me out of the way that very day. You don't be coming like this, intimidating you.
So now you guys are coming to the point. It's not a problem for only Dangote alone. It's a case of we are fairly pointing, accusing finger.
But sometimes there's a way people perceive things. If, for instance, in Nigeria, the most powerful man is being dragged, other people that are less powerful will learn their lesson.
Yes.
You understand? Because if Dangote is allowed to go, people, the less powerful ones will be like, oh, well, you're not using us as victims. Probably what happened to Dangote. They were using as a reference point. When Dangote truck did this and that.
Is Dangote actually being dragged?
Who is dragging him? Nobody is dragging him.
Dangote is not being dragged.
So he's not being dragged. That's what I'm talking about. If he was dragged,
the noise making about Dangote's drug is just for somebody to catch up.
To create content. That's what I'm doing.
Oh no, yeah. That one is secondary. Probably the lady used it as
is to drag Dangote to court. The police, the road safety. In fact, if you give me the opportunity today, apologies to road safety. I know I have some friends that work there, but if I have my way, I will scrap it. Road safety.
So I think
they are
we are trying to a close. We've been here for an hour, and I think we should be wrapping up.
Yeah, another area I want us to look at is the vehicle maintenance.
Good.
Yeah.
Very
Because
important.
they're supposed to maintain the vehicle either regularly, like in UK here.
So we got MOT.
MOT.
MOT,
It's
yeah.
not optional in Nigeria.
No,
Don't remind me about MOT.
Even insurance, car insurance.
Nigeria.
Nigeria.
They are touching me on
We should talk about this because you know why most of our audience in Nigeria do not know these things, how powerful these things are. You understand? Because sometimes whenever I'm driving to, probably going to places like Edinburgh or Dundee, for instance, you will find out that you are very relaxed. If I'm traveling a long distance in Nigeria like this, I'll be like, in fact, you'll be praying. If Nigeria has the particular place that you are living in the morning, you pray for no reason. You are praying for God to protect accidents, witches and wizards, and all the rest. Because you don't know where the accident will come from. It's either from the driver is sleeping, or probably he's drunk, or the road itself is bad, or probably, people say they are village people, which I don't believe in. They say the village people are chasing them. There's no village people. We know that one. I know. Let me tell you something. Whenever I understand. We use that thing. I use it to probably mock them with that word village people, because I see it as whenever you don't have an answer to a particular stuff,
They pick somebody else.
you just blame it on unknown spirits, whatever they don't know, but I know it doesn't exist. It is human error.
Just like
It's just regular human error. Exactly. It's just regular human error. Your government refused to fix road. Your government refused to fix road. If your government had fixed the road, there will be no accident. I'm going to church to Kabash.
Let me ask you guys
Nothing like that.
question. When you are driving now, maybe you are going to work.
Yes.
Do you pray for God to grant you journey mercy?
Never. I have never done that.
Why do you pray?
My wife wishes me, but I have never. I don't.
Reverend Bob, what's I
There's
got?
nothing to pray for.
Let me tell you, if I'm praying to God, I only thank God for life. In fact, there's a life I live now that you just wake up in the morning, you just say, God, thank God for life. You just thank you for that life. One day you pray for necessary reasons.
When I was in Nigeria, I used to pray before I drive. But in the UK, I've driven for about 10 years now. And you see, my car is outside there. When I go out there, my attention is put key on the ignition, start my car, think of my journey, plan my way, move.
Nigeria, you pray for against kidnappers on the streets.
Yeah.
You pray against crime robbers. You pray if you are very, you just suddenly breaking down.
I want to give
overheating. Anything just happens in
I want to give you an insight. I used to find it, if you are traveling in Nigeria, when during my days in UNN, I used to enter Ife Machi from Djibouti to Nsukka, for my university days. So when after boarding the bus, the next thing is you will see one person that will come in with Bible,
Yes.
and you will
Those are hustlers.
and you will sing, you will clap, and they will pray for you,
and give you
and you give the offering, and they will stop on the way. That is,
Businessmen.
yeah,
Businessmen.
because this
Bible.
religious.
they create placebo effects.
We talk about religion.
So
That's
because of effect.
I beg you guys. No, I know your position. Don't worry, we'll put you properly. I mean, talk about all this.
Django that I think he's going, no matter how much you pray, bad road will still lead
That's
to
the
problem.
Because that's what I'm saying. Because even some of the people that receive the prayer, see that, like that family now that perished
Yes.
on the Enugu Port Harcourt Express. As far as it's in Nigeria, it will be hard to convince me that they didn't pray before they embarked on that journey.
So, guys, we talked about the issue of infrastructure, having road in good place. So, then come to issue of road maintenance. That's why I said Reverend Ba is touching me at a very careful place.
It's road maintenance or car
maintenance. You mentioned MOT. It's a yearly thing that you take your vehicle to. I'm talking to our viewers in Nigeria.
You should be enlightened because they don't know how serious it is.
You take your car and they assess that your car on some very strategic points that could endanger the life of the driver and the life of other road users.
Yes.
And if your car fails that, they will tell you, in fact, there is some points it will fail, they will tell you do not drive it out from the garage until they fix it. So, and once you take your car to this MOT, they check it and everything is fine. You fix everything you are supposed to fix. I can guarantee, they check the tires as well. I can guarantee you that car, put it on the road for the next 12 months, it will go because they've checked what they're supposed to check. So if we start putting these things in place, it's not only the infrastructure. People who are driving cars in Nigeria also need to put it in perfect condition. Mine, I took it to the MOT on Wednesday and it failed, and I spent almost £600, which is 1.2 million naira to fix it. And I can tell you, when I was driving it today, I was happy. I forgot the whole money I spent because I know in the next 1 year, the only thing I will need to be doing is to fuel it and maybe tires, if we are normal tires, and fix it. So in the next 1 year, I'm not going to take it to the garage, God willing.
Yeah, if I may, okay.
So that's very, very important.
Talk about insurance too in Nigeria.
Yeah,
it doesn't exist.
He wanted to learn
insurance.
So for drivers in Nigeria, it should be a good habit for us to check our cars, make sure they are in good place. Tires, you don't drive with worn out tires, expired tires. We buy Tokumbo tires that have been thrown out, thrown away in the US, in the UK, Canada. We send it to Nigeria. People use it and put on their vehicles and ply highways. And these tires get heated, and all you know is they said the tire bara and busted and
car will somersault.
So if people could also take that step, we shouldn't rely on government to service our cars, to put it in very good use, not to put at risk the life of other road users. That would also be a very fundamental thing to do.
If I may add to that, I know there are some of our viewers. Remember, we are here. You've been commenting, but you've not been sending in questions for us. You've not been sending in your opinion. We want to get your opinion. We want to know, what is your take about this subject we are doing. Remember, we are doing live, unedited, unscripted session where we interact with our followers, with our subscribers to get proper insight because we don't know it all. We learn from you as well. So send your comment in the comment section. Tell us what you think about this subject. What is your view? Let us reason together according to the word of God. Now, if I may give more insight about MOT, my learned friend in Glascast, not in the Nigerian legal system. My learned friend here.
He's also learned in the Nigerian legal system.
No, I mean in Glascast because if I call him Leonard, he said that we are not on the same person. I'm not a liar. So as the elder have said it, so MOT is a regulatory system that ensures that any car that is above 3 years from the date of manufacture, that car must be examined once every year to make sure that that vehicle is roadworthy.
Yeah, roadworthy.
So, and there is a legal framework for that. In fact, you will almost go to prison if your car is not MOT'd in the UK. So we need to understand this because some Nigerian drivers and commuters may not understand very well how this MOT works. So
they pay for all those things in Nigeria.
So because people
Nigeria does not do examination.
so that is why we also need to, give, put it into context and give an insight so that people will understand. So instead of going to pay to say your vehicle has been certified, okay, take that vehicle to where it will be examined to make sure in the UK here, common light.
Yeah.
Come on, your indicator light or the trafficator light, like we popularly know, you will fail MOT.
Yeah.
Even light is even big. Come on, wiper.
Yeah.
I'll have something to say after
Wiper, you fail MOT. So these little things, because these are the things that accumulate into road safety for everybody. So it is a mandatory exercise for every vehicle that is above 3 years in the UK. And I know Nigeria have that framework. And like as I mentioned, the culture, the behavior of the people. Like Doc said, people go to one corner and get certified even without the vehicle being checked. We need to begin to reorientate ourselves, make sure that our vehicles are in good shape, make sure we take them for MOT. And the body in Nigeria that is legally assigned by law to do the work of vehicle checking should do their job. VIO, stop driving steering on the street with people. Put in framework and get people to do their MOT. And remember,
I have just one thing to say.
And remember,
just to support what you said.
I wanted to ask you a question.
I will come to it. I will just give way just now. Then VIO should design the framework that that MOT is done in the UK. It's not like there is a government office that people go to do MOT. No, there are mechanics that are registered and certified by the driving agency in the UK to conduct this, and there is a platform. So as there is a live transmission of results. So as your vehicle is being checked, they have the app. They transfers the result to the database.
You are creeping into a question I want to ask Doc as a forensic expert and data and analyst. So how do you think this could help in Nigeria?
Yes.
Having this database and
like Nigeria now, like they need to start digitalizing everything. They do a lot of paperwork in Nigeria, which is prone to corruption. There's analog system. They should scrape all those things. You see here, like he's talking about MOT and probably pay road tax and they'll do insurance here. In Nigeria, they pay for all those things too, but they're just piece of paper they give to you. You know, I know whenever I renew my vehicle papers annually, I will see tax, I will see insurance, I'll see roadworthiness. I would be like, okay, none of them inspected my vehicle. They don't inspect anything over here. You know, that's the problem. I say weak institution. There is a difference within this. I'm not an expert in constitution, but I'm sure maybe inspecting vehicles before giving those papers might be in the constitution.
But the problem doesn't necessarily have to be.
But I'm just saying, but okay, it might be a separate law. I don't know much about the law, but I'm trying to say when it comes to execution, is where we failed. You understand? There could be policies guiding these things, just like here. Here over here. The policies are there, the execution is there. In Nigeria, there might be policies and they're not executing it. So everyone just take things casually. Because before you're giving paper that your document that your paper is roadworthy, you should be able to, they should be able to inspect your vehicle and say it's roadworthy. But in Nigeria, you see a car that even the plate, it doesn't even have a plate number. The tires are worn, the brake pad is not working, it's worn out, the brakes are not working. They'll just go and get the vehicle paper and they keep driving on the road. You understand? We don't have those systems in check in Nigeria. Now, another thing is, if they really want to get those systems in check, like I said, they have to start digitalizing. They have to create a server and actually start uploading documents online. So that whenever the police stops you on the way, you don't need to just fling the document and give to the police. They need to check online, check your plate number. Your details are there. Like whenever I do my MOT, I just go online and check everything. They updated everything, whatever. They will give details of everything that about your vehicle, wherever they check, whether it passed or failed. Those things are updated. So it's hard for you to actually rig or try to trick the system there. So that's the part that we have not gotten right yet in Nigeria. Probably they need to start, every car in Nigeria needs to be registered.
Yeah.
You understand? I'm not just registered on paper. There have to be a system that anyone can check.
Mhm.
It has to be anyone can verify any information you give, so you know which one is stolen and all the rest. And probably, and like this one they're talking about insurance. I wonder how Nigeria, for instance, you have an accident in Nigeria. This third-party insurance is not there in Nigeria. If someone hits your car, the person will just runs away and probably disappears. You go and fix your vehicle yourself. Even if you get the plate number, what will you do? The guy has escaped. Over here, it's not like that. So that's just one thing about this particular country we have. Yeah. So I'm giving my own opinion here. This is the things we have never probably implemented in Nigeria at the moment.
No, thank you so much. This your opinion is not is a very fundamental one. You know, database and having a system in place where we could track all those things are very, very fundamental.
Digitalize everything. Yeah.
You know, in this country now, if you want to find out whether a car has MOT or has a tax or has insurance, all you need to do is open government website.
Yeah.
Gov.uk.
Put the plate number.
Put the registration number and you tell you like this car has MOT up until this time.
Yeah.
This car has a tax up until this time. It has insurance up until this time. So we don't have all those things. Instead of police doesn't have to look at your papers. The VIO or the Federal Road Safety they don't have to look at your papers. Just the flag. In fact, they have another that one is top notch. It will be like a rocket science for Nigeria. What they call automatic plate number recognition.
Oh yeah.
And, once your car passes the camera, you will flag it. You will check it for tax, MOT, and insurance.
Yes.
And once you face any of that, you are getting tickets.
Can I ask you something about this?
Can
you remember?
I hope the question is not about how to scatter Nigeria.
No. What I'm trying to ask is, can anyone remember? Because I was driving vehicle during that time. Can anyone remember that in the UK we used to have a paper form of road tax?
Yes.
Until it was changed. You understand?
It was changed
by George Osborne also. I think it was during the time of George Osborne.
When you have strong leaders, you have strong policies.
See what I'm trying to
things
say?
are not rocket science. See, Nigerians can do it.
It's not rocket science.
The point I'm trying to make is that when now we are using digital form of road tax, nobody has the paper type again. Mm-hmm. When it used to be paper type, were you not paying road tax still? Did the change? Was there anything that made you to say, oh, because of the fact it's paper, I will not pay? Did you feel as if you were not paying road tax when it used to?
We might be good citizens to pay, but I'm sure there are people who will try to maneuver the system because of that.
See the point I'm trying to make. When the police catches you, when they check your system here, they will be able to still find out whether you paid road tax or not, even if you used to be giving a paper evidence of it.
Yeah.
The point I'm trying to make is that data is not the problem of Nigeria.
No, I would agree with you on that. Let me make it. I'll be finished. Sorry.
That's the general point, even though I have things to say under it. But if you want to
they have a culture of breaking the law.
I was going to say that. You know, is it Thomas Hall? He said, man is a set of nature. His life is short, nasty, brutish, and wicked. And the Bible says the heart is desperately wicked. You see all those things. Man, we have the tendency to be disobedient and not be compliant. And what whips us into compliance? The rules, the system, and the regulation.
And the execution.
Yeah, the execution.
You need to execute the law.
So
if you don't execute them,
I confirm that people are more likely to avoid committing a crime when the tendency to be caught is higher than when the severity of the punishment. For instance, if you know that if you kill somebody now, chances of you being caught is very, very low. You're going to kill somebody. But if you know, and you know your punishment is capital punishment in Nigeria, but you know if you break this ground, the only thing they will tell you is they give you reprimand. And you know that you'll be caught when you break this thing more easily. You'll be more careful, you won't do this.
Yes.
So, issue of data online. Okay, now the question is why did these people transition into digital? It's also helping them. People are manipulating the system. There are corrupt people, individuals who are manipulating the system. So they took it a step further to digitize everything so that system cannot be manipulated further.
Yes.
Our own I mean, not only Nigeria, anywhere in the world,
Yes.
if people know that they can get away with a crime, they will commit it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the issue of using database, online, electronic system, like forensic experts suggested, I totally agree with that. Even though when you use the paper form, yeah, if people are compliant, you can still solve a bit of the problem. But this one would make it make the solution a bit more.
Yeah.
It's going to online stuff in terms of data during the INEC election. Did it solve the fraud?
That's part of the weak institution.
You understand? It didn't solve the fraud.
But as
INEC was there,
Yeah.
and still people, those who were in charge of the system, still dealt a heavy blow in terms of corruption on it. What I'm trying to say is that when you even put data, there are people who manage the data. The policeman there who will look at the data and see that this guy, you haven't paid your rotas, and then you give him bribe.
No, Maz, see, the thing is that these things have stages and they have steps. When this APNR, automatic plate number recognition, flags your car for failure of MOT or rotas or everything, you don't have interaction with the police. They send you ticket in your address.
No, I mean in Nigeria.
I'm just giving you
but I think if you lay that foundation first, then we can go on that. Yes.
At least let's start to have data, have the team documented.
Yes.
They'll move steps forward
Yeah.
into a proper implementation where interaction with corrupt police officers.
There's something I know about.
You know why I'm laughing?
No, I love
Because I understand where Mazi is coming from.
the
Because
character.
when you are talking about this data of a thing, until we begin to hold people accountable, that data will not work itself. The INEC of a thing you are talking about, the data, the IRF, but the INEC as a building will not operate the data. It's an individual that will operate it.
But the best example you want to talk about is the banking system.
I'm coming to.
I will not talk about INEC because
even the banking system in Nigeria.
Yeah, but at least banking system
even with the data.
Banking system is a bit closer to the way I see the oppressed systems here.
Yeah.
Because if you take a look at it, like you being caught, the fear of being caught first is what you should strike in the mind of a perpetrator. It's not the severity of the crime, because it's like now it's like students now. Students who are committing malpractice know very, very well that if they catch them, the expulsion will be there. But because I was a lecturer. I was a lecturer.
I was going to somewhere. I was going to somewhere. Hold on, because you use banking system as an example.
Yes.
The banking system in Nigeria is the most corrupt system.
We know that, but it was better than when they were taking papers to balance checks and accounts.
Banking system in Nigeria was even better when you were using papers than this one. This one that they have done digital.
I know people who are complaining that the money they put in their bank account has disappeared.
We are talking about
but there was something I wanted to Now, I was arriving somewhere in this issue of data. You understand? I cannot sit here and tell you that Nigeria doesn't have data.
No, we don't have data.
No, we have.
No.
Every vehicle.
We don't even know how many we have in Nigeria.
We have data, but it's not solid.
Let him land.
No, let me land.
It's not solid.
You can
solid
you see, data.
So we don't have a solid data.
That's what they call assumption.
Data. We are all researchers. Data is data. Data is data. And as far as
there's two different things here.
I'm talking about data. As far as data is there, Nigeria has data. Nigeria, every plate number in Nigeria is registered.
Yes.
And it's in somebody's name. That's data. That is a piece of data. In terms of talking about database and all these things, Nigeria since 1999 have been investing in databases and data storage. With even the Obasanjo started it with Sagem. We have all this data. There was the national ID card that was done in 2003, 2004, 2005. and there is
There's BBN.
there is BBN. There's all these data are there. All these data, they are all there. But the issue is who is managing it. Because somebody will say, "Oh, I don't want to do with this data." They will go and create their own.
Yes.
That data is still there.
Exactly.
So it's everybody. That's why I said God is in heaven watching Nigeria. And taking,
I think the last problem is hydra-headed. I think we should start wrapping up.
Yeah.
I think.
Well, first of all, I was making a point about striking fear. First, you understand, fear of being caught. Like I was trying to give an instance about malpractice, for instance. Every student wants to commit malpractice, as long as I enjoy it, because there's a day time you'll be writing that exam, and probably students definitely will want to do that.
That's the use of everybody. There are some students that will not like this.
Exactly.
So that's why
okay. Let me use the word any student. To be better, let me be on the same side. Any student want to commit malpractice. You understand? They have the tendency of copying from or asking questions is malpractice. Even the smartest students, sometimes, as long as Nigeria, because I've been a lecturer for over 10 years before relocating here. So
we're going to send you back to Nigeria.
For what? Well, you want to send me to Nigeria, I'll be very, very, I will be very useful to them, very resourceful person. Yeah, I've been a very resourceful right from time. But the very moment you guys begin to, they say, if students, for instance, now say they're going into a hall and now say there are CCTV camera everywhere to actually monitor them, and you just tell them that you see that CCTV right there, whether it's working or it's not working, that I won't say anything. That any of you that does this, look at the punishment that will be in my office. Write this test on your own. You see every student will behave.
Yeah.
You understand? that is one thing I've noticed. You see, there's a particular time a senator slapped a girl in, they were in this sex toy shop, and he slapped the girl. That senator would have gotten away if there was no CCTV camera. And after that very time, there was this awareness. People start putting CCTV in their house privately. The government has failed not to put CCTV like the way we have it in this developed part of the world, but individually begin to do it. You see that when there is CCTV, even robbery will gradually reduce. Yeah, we know very well that the system is because people want to commit robbery, but that fear of being caught is what they don't want, and that's where we should start from. If we are looking at it that people want to maneuver the system, if there are like 100 people who will get away, you understand, probably reducing it to 80. Then let's say that the 20 is only the people who know the men at the top. At least you have solved the problem by 80%. No, that's what I want to say.
No, thank you so much. I think one question for each and every one of us, and I need it in 1 sentence, 30 seconds. What do you think can be done in Nigeria in the immediate to reduce the dangerous driving and the rate of fatalities, whether by Dangote or other drivers? 1 sentence, 30 seconds.
I wasn't expecting this question from the senior advocate of Glascast to come to me first, but I have to. Yeah, I have to, and I would address this question with the words of one of the Nigerian best presidents, the one that died a few months ago, President Muhammad Buhari.
What?
What?
That's
Did you say best?
That is the opinion of.
Did you say best?
That is his opinion.
I did not go there.
It
was the reason why most of us
not at all.
We don't go there.
This one, I
disagree with you.
The concept on the floor. It's on his feet.
Best one.
That person said no positive.
Please, Dr. This is on his feet.
Am I protected?
You are protected.
Best president.
Double dog. Dr. This is protected.
If by a lot of indices, people agreed that he's the best president even before he came into.
No, he was never. He was the worst
I
president.
know people that
He is the worst president. The one who kept your
the only
economy.
person that has
This is the first time
been
I'm hearing this in my life. The first time, the
This
worst
first time I'm hearing that
in
in my life.
Guys, Dr. This,
If you want to talk about best president, don't Google it. Just see how it works.
I was thinking not to go here and go.
I know you wanted to go here and
I want to take a statement from Buhari.
Dr. This,
don't say why I don't put best.
wait. Dr. This, if you continue in this direction, we will buy a privilege.
But
But make your point. 30 seconds. Make your point.
okay,
Be careful because you
I will
make
make
your
my
point
point.
now.
Our dear former president president in Nigeria that is never corrupt. So, but if you want to take, so that is the best president.
That's a very good response.
But if you want to take his words, he said, change. People were looking for change when he came in because he wanted, he went on the slogan of change.
Yeah.
But he turned back and told the people that change begins with you.
Thank you so much.
So that is my concluding point.
Reverend Bob, the Most High God, should we look up to God?
No,
Where does our help
it's
come
very
from?
simple. As I said earlier, infrastructure, training of the drivers, good, and strengthen our institutions. They will solve the problem.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I thank God you didn't go the way of Dr. President. Mazi,
I think Dangote, I don't think that is going to make too much difference, but I think Dangote should be used as an example.
okay.
If we want something to happen, because if you catch the big fish, others will try
That's
to
a
stay
very good
themselves.
point. Our forensic experts, any thought on what can be done to reduce these unfortunate incidents?
My own is that I've said it before. There is a recap. We should have stronger institutions in Nigeria, and education should play a role. People should be educated,
Yeah.
and there is a need for Nigeria to have a solid database
Thank you so much.
to actually curtail all this.
Wow.
Nigerian
This is been brilliant. This has been fantastic, guys. I honestly am very, very proud of you guys. You guys I can't match your intellectual capacity or capability. You guys sweep me off my feet always. Oh my God. To our viewers, our subscribers and followers, we thank you so much for being patient with us, and we apologize. We are supposed to come on by 8 o'clock, but this is just a next shift. We wanted to make it feel at home, relax, not when we're wearing tie and suit and we sitting behind microphone. So to set it up took us a bit of time. So thank you so much for being patient with us and always being with us. So I would also encourage you, subscribe, share, comment, and engage with us. Subscribe, follow, share, and comment. Glascast Podcast on YouTube, on Facebook, on Instagram, on TikTok. And we continue to bring you insightful, educating, entertaining, and intriguing episodes.
Raw.
Thank you so much. From very, 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 very intellectually sound people. I mean, it's difficult to gather this kind of intellects in one room or in one studio to be tapping from their brain. This is a double dog. This is a quadruple qualified. This is a dog in the making. This is Dr. Eze already. I mean, what else can you?
And as a doctor barrister, usually in the
Yeah,
business.
Senior advocate of
my
Glascast.
humble self, Dr. Scandam. So thank you so much. And we hope to do more of this. More. You see us more in this very relaxed and chilling and friendly atmosphere.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and for the guys that are usually behind our camera, Double Dog and Reverend Ba, thank you so much. Our usual anchor, thank you so much. Our ever ready Barrister Mazike Mandela, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you guys. I'll see you again. We'll see you again.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Cheers, guys.
Thank
Thanks
you
a
for
lot.
having us.
Thank you guys. So.